TJA. It's green and gold season. Let's go. Outside of Jordan Love, who is the most important player on the Packers this season?
I'll give you a guy on each side of the ball. I would tell you that on the offensive side, I would say Musgrave. Maybe it's a little bit. I think teams that have really versatile tight ends become almost incredibly, and I don't want to say impossible to defend, but it just puts you in such a bind. And if he can really take that next step, because there were moments last year that he really shined. If he takes that next step, I go back to these offenses that LaFleur runs, and I think of Owen Daniels with the Houston Texans, and I think of, George Kittle with the San Francisco 49ers and Tyler Higbee with the Los Angeles Rams. Like, when you get that tight end to elevate into that conversation, it's just really difficult to try to defend personnel and scheme wise. So I would say that. And then defensively, Bullard out of Georgia. So I think that safeties nowadays in the league are so paramount with like a diverse game because of the rules of the league, because of the amount of talent that most offenses have. Like, if you think in the division and you think of Minnesota, you got 3 premier pass catchers at a minimum. You think of Chicago, you got 3 premier pass catchers at a minimum. You think of Detroit, you have 2 and a dynamic back and a Jameson. So you just got to have safeties that are so diverse. You got to be able to cover in man. You got to be able to cover in zone. You got to be able to drop down and fit in the run. You got to be able to tackle out in space. And I think if he plays at a really high level, that really kind of completes a big part of their defense.
Shut up and sit down.